This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and today is Sunday. I believe it's September 8th already. Let me check. Yes, September 8th. And I don't have my art journal bound yet. I have it all put together, but what I decided, I'm working on it. I'll get it bound maybe later today. I've made a decision this weekend. I'm going to change the focus of my September art journal. I'm going to move off of the postcard theme. I have my reasons. I don't want to go into it. Let's just say because. So what am I going to change it to? Well, I'm going to change it to something that I enjoy. I don't have a whole lot of in here yet. So the pages, it'll be very easy to switch over. I'm going to change it to portraits. Portraits. I feel like doing portraits, okay? I feel like portraits. Let's do portraits. And I think since I have my grandmother and my grandfather's picture on here, that I'll do their portrait. I think I'll sketch their portrait. And I'm just going to sketch with what I have out, a black ink and a brown ink. So without any further ado, good morning to anyone who's watching. I just thought I would do a live stream just because I'm awake. Just because I'm awake. I woke up. Is that good enough? I think I'll do it right on this. And I'm going to start out sketching, and I think I'll do my grandfather first. I'm just going to have fun. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care if it doesn't look like him. I just feel like sketching. Sometimes sketching is what relaxes me, although I did sleep good this weekend. I was kind of tired. I worked out in our garden yesterday and got all messy and dirty and all of that. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. This is Sunday morning. I really don't like to stream on Sunday mornings, but I'm awake. I feel like sketching. I wanted to get started with the new theme of my journal. And maybe I can fill this entire book with portraits. Wouldn't that be interesting? Just fast ones. I'm going to start here. I'm just going to start out sketching. And let's see what I can come up with. My grandfather, when he was young, reminds me a lot of my own dad. My dad looked a lot like my grandfather. And you know what? I have the autofocus on, do I? Let me check my camera settings here. Come on. Don't be fussy. Don't be fussy. Oops, I zoomed in. Well, no, I turned it off. Now I'm good. All right. It just looks blurry on my laptop. You can kind of see him off over here. I'm just, I should get out the photograph maybe and work well on instead of my, because I think I have it here. Is it in here? Oops. My watercolors are falling. Oops. Everything's falling. Crap-a-lanch. Let's see. Yeah, there goes the rest of it. What did I do with those? I took pictures of them, and maybe I don't have it as handy as I thought I did. I guess I don't have them handy. I don't want to stop and look for them. I want to continue sketching. Oh, I just woke up this morning and said, Mary, change the theme. So I did. Sometimes artists get a little, we're human. Right, Gramps? Sometimes I wish, looking at at the picture, I wish I would have known my grandfather and grandmother a little bit better. Sometimes I wish that I could ask them, what did they like? What kind of challenges did they have in their life, and how did they handle them? How did they handle the challenges that they had? Um, did they get ornery? Did they, uh, did they? I don't see. I could see maybe my grandfather getting ornery. I kind of knew my grandmother. My grandmother wanted me to be named Mary, and my mother didn't want to give me the name Mary. And also, I think my grandmother's middle name was Leona, and so that's my middle name. So my mother kind of respected my grandmother's wishes in a way, but she didn't want to name me just Mary, Mary. She wanted to name me a different name. And he's got a closer. So welcome to everybody who's just watching me sketch. Just watching me sketch here. You can barely see my Gramps over here. Let's see, maybe I can move my. Yeah. I'm going to uninstall my Chrome and reinstall it. But I really don't like the fact that YouTube is kind of wants to control our camera. And they take control of our camera and the browser. And it's just jumpier. Oops, wrong way. It's jumpier for me. I'm going to reinstall my Chrome and see if that works. But I think it's because it has to all go through their server, blah, 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 blah. I liked it better the other way. Why do they have to mess with things? I don't know. One more, maybe. See, I click and now I'm waiting for it to move. There we go. It's the response time. It has to go whatever I do because they have control of my camera. The browser does, or YouTube does, or something that they've done different. I have to wait for their response time. I don't like what they've done. Yeah. Mary just kind of woke up grumpy this morning, I guess. Although I always grump about YouTube. I love you, YouTube. I love you, YouTube. Oops, I didn't want to close that. I hope that didn't work. Maybe I'll just leave that for a minute and see if that. So I'm just sketching. I'm not going to do postcards anymore. So that means I'm not going to be doing any more postcard giveaways. I'll just leave that to other people. And I'll go back and do something I really enjoy, and that's sketch my portraits. Right, Gramps? Let's see. In this case, his ear does come about down to his nose. I need to make his ear. And then he's got a mushy stashy. He's got all this dark hair. I have to say, though, sketching does relax me. And I don't care if it doesn't look like the person. I don't care. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be a camera. If you want a photorealistic, my attitude is, well, go, first of all, go do somebody who does that, because there's a lot of talent out there. I got a crease down this page because this is the back of the envelope. Um, let somebody else be, if you want a real life portrait. I do this for fun. I do it for fun. I do it for relaxation. I do it because I enjoy it. And that's why I chose this theme. And why did I go live today? I went live because I thought about just doing an unlisted. I thought about just doing an unlisted. And but I thought, no, why not just go live and just go live. Then you won't have to worry about it, editing it or looking at it and making it go live and all that rigmarole that we have to do. I'll just do it live right away. Now, I don't think his hair comes down that much. We'll just, in his ear, it's interesting how his ear he's got a ear something like that. It kind of falls into the back here. I think my grandfather was a handsome fellow. And I'll bet you my grandmother was I wish I could have known them. Known them for the people that they were at that time, knowing what issues they faced. What their daily thoughts were. And my father did not talk too much about them. My grandfather died way before I was born. I think he died when he was younger. I mean, he probably was in his 40s or so, maybe his early 50s. He did not live to a ripe old age. My grandmother did. My grandmother died when I was in high school. I think I was a senior in high school when she passed away. And I had a car. I was doing a part-time job at the local nursing home, so I bought me a school car. And my dad took that school car to go to her funeral. And the car conked out on him, he said. I never saw that school car again. He came home on the bus. Yeah, I mean, you have to think that was the transportation at that time. Let's see, his mustache comes down in here. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with this already. This was the right thing to do. Get up in the morning and go sketch. Actually, I woke up this morning. I've been up for a couple hours. I woke up with a upset tummy. I don't know if it was something I ate. Well, it probably was. But I made me some chamomile tea, and that really helped. That helped it. So I've been up for a while. I've been reading a book, a very interesting book called The Book Charmer. And don't ask me who wrote it because I don't remember. I can't write here. I'd have to go get the book. But it's a fun read. It's a novel. And it's about this young girl who, well, she's a lady now, but she and her sister, of course, were abandoned when they were kids, and they went from foster home to foster home. And let's that lip is a little more straighter. Finally, she was taken in and raised, and her younger sister reacted to the circumstances way, and she went on to college and was the brain of the family, but eventually she had to come back. And then in the same town, what I relate to is the town is kind of dying. Economy's bad, businesses are leaving town and everything, and the only job that she could get in town was a town clerk. And she went from being this brain at an accounting firm to being the town clerk in a small town. But the lady who raised her has dementia, and her sister overdosed. So she's got to raise her sister's daughter. It's kind of an interesting book. But the librarian, there's a librarian in town who's called the Book Charmer. That's as much as I'm going to tell you about it. It's a fun read. I got interested in it. So a lot of times it just takes me a little bit of time to get interested in books. I kind of like, I can dig right into historical novels, but other books I have to have some time to dig into them, to get into the story theme. But this one kind of caught my attention. All right, I think I'm ready for some. I'm going to put this aside. And now I'm just going to, whether it's Grandpa or not, I'm just going to work on it at my own, however I want. And I'm going to do, let's pull this out. Let's pull that out. Let's get out some waxed paper that probably fell on the floor when everything else fell. Although I don't see it. Where did it run off to? Yeah. Baloney. Is it behind me? Yes. Everything fell on the floor. I didn't even come in this room yesterday. Well, I did a little. But I still had things scattered out from Friday night, I mean. All right, I want some browns in blacks. That's what I'm going to use. But let's take a little of this. Let's take a little water here and just... See, I don't think that this pen moves as much as it used to. I think they changed their formula of their ink. I don't see that ink moving like it used to. It kind of disappoints me. See, you find stuff you like and then they jack around with it. I'm going to quit saying what I like online and what I don't like, because it gets around, I think. I woke up grumpy this morning, I guess. I'm using my pens. This is kind of a dried out Huggy. I don't use baby wipes often. They're kind of dried out. I need a paper towel, and I don't know. They must be across the room. This is kind of a dried out Huggy. I'm just going to use these up as paper towels. I need something for my watercolor. I have a lot of projects I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish Deb from Oz. I need your address. And Norma, I'm going to finish her kitty cat portraits, postcards, and I'm not going to do any more. But I gave those away during my Friday night stream. So I want to get those done and out. I have to say, this does kind of relax me, just to get in there and push this ink around, push the pen around. I think I'm going to quit using these R2 pens. So that's a Sharpie pen. They don't spread the ink. They don't spread the ink like they used to. I'm disappointed in them. I find something I like, and then they change it. But, well, I won't tell you the ones I really like now. Oh, dear. Grandpa, I wish I could have known you better. I wish I could have known you better. Maybe we're just not meant to. You know, maybe he woke up grumpy on Sunday mornings too. Did you, Grandpa? Did you wake up grumpy on Sunday mornings? Let's see, I think they had, my dad, I think, was the youngest. I had 3 aunts, and I think 4, 5, I think there were 8 or 9 kids, brothers and sisters, on my dad's side. And that was when they still had a lot of kids in the families. Everybody's gone now. Everybody's passed away. I wonder what he would tell me if I could talk to him. What would he say to me? What advice would he give me? Would I listen to it? I don't know if I would or not. Kind of happy with it. Just a little bit of ink. I'm going to stop on it. I feel like doing portraits this morning. I feel like drawing. I feel like sketching. Now, I may do it again in a completely different way. I see some sheen. There must be some sort of I see some sparkle. He sparkles. 9/8/19. There we go. Woo! Who's watching? Hi, Ann. Good morning, Ann. Hi, Dar. Good morning, Dar. Good morning, ladies. I just woke up and felt like doing some sketching, so that's what I'm doing. You know, how can you have all this stuff around you and not have what you want at the time that you want it? How does that happen? I got all these ink pens sitting here. Do you think that I can find the one that I want? No. Let's pick up this paintbrush. Where did that run off to? Here's one. I'll use this one. I'll use this one. This one's a pretty good one. And let's reach for, wait a minute. Where is it? Here's their picture. Let's do my grandmother. We did him. Let's do her on the, actually, he should be over here. Oh, well, I did that. Interesting, didn't I? I'm gonna sketch her. I just woke up and said, I'm feeling like I want to change things around for the rest of the month. I'm not going to do postcards anymore, and I'm changing the theme of my art journal from postcards to portraits because I want to. All right, we're going to do her over here, and I guess she's stubborn. It's an Abrams sling. All right, I'm going to do her over here. And I was looking for the photographs I had of my mom and dad, and I put them in an art journal, and I can't seem to find that art journal, and I know I have it here at home. I'm kind of working out the placement of where I want her. She's facing off this way, which meant she should have been on this side of the paper, but that's okay, because if I do this and put it in an art journal, and if she faces that way, well, I could do her here. I could do her on this side. They won't be on the, unless I put them in a facing page. They'll be in separate places in the art journal anyway. I think I'm going to put her in here. Put her right here. Good morning, ladies. I hope you're off to a good day this morning. I woke up on my own. I just woke up. I had kind of an upset tummy. I drank some of that chamomile tea. That helped a lot. I might have another cup of it after I'm done here. And I'm just sketching. And like I said, when I do this, I'm not sketching to get a exact representation. I'm sketching just to have fun. It relaxes me. I do the best I can at the time. Well, sometimes it's not my best. And sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling at the time. It depends on the environment around me. You know, what you do, I think, depends on a lot of factors of how your art turns out. Looks like she might have a comb in her hair here. I didn't notice that before, but it's got a white streak right there, and I think that's probably the bling of a comb. So I'm going to put a comb in her hair. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It comes down this way. Her hair kind of comes, well, it's actually up pretty high, isn't it? And it kind of comes up that way. Kind of comes down around her ear. Her ear is falling in here. Her ear is right about in there. And she's got a smaller ear. I have her nose. I have my grandmother Abrams nose. It's short and straight, and that's the kind of nose I have. So, Grandma, I have your nose. I would like to know what she went through to raise 8 or 9 kids in Oklahoma. Well, let's see. My dad was born in 1912, and he was the youngest. So let's just say that his oldest brother, who was the oldest child, was 8 years older than him. In the 1900s, early 1900s, Oklahoma. I would like to know what she went through. Did she worry about where the groceries were going to come from? I don't know. I think my grandfather was a farmer, but I really don't know that for sure. My dad never really talked a lot about my grandparents, and I never really got to know them that well. I remember my grandmother from when I was a little on this side from when I was like 5 or 6 years old. But you at that age, you're not old enough to take an interest in who's around you and everything and what they like and all of that. Hi, Lori loves Montana. Good morning, Lori. I woke up this morning and felt like sketching, so I did my grandfather here on my dad's side. He looks like my dad. My dad looks just like him. And my grandmother on my dad's side. Let's see. And this was a picture. This is a photograph of one of those big round oval pictures. My brother has this pictures, and yeah, I wonder about my brother's significant other. I always wanted a photocopy of it, but she took it to I suppose a photographer or somebody who made a digital copy for me, and I printed it out. So in 2004. So I have a picture of them. What her to do. It's one of the nicest things she's done for me. Now, the lighting on her face, I would imagine that any shadows are going to come on this side of her face here, this side, because the light's kind of coming from this direction. And I can see a lot of her eye here. But her nose is not that long. And it's short and stubby. I got her nose. I got her nose. Let's turn chat on here. Yeah. Hi, Anne. Good morning. Hi, Christy. Thank you, Lori. I'd like to have known my grandparents more. I'd like to know, not just know about them. I mean, not just know them, know what they liked, know some of the struggles they went through. And just like to have known them a little better. Now, I will say, I know some of the stories of my family's passed down on my dad's side, but not a lot. I don't know if it was his mother or her mother, but we have some Cherokee Indian blood in us. And they had to walk the Trail of Tears. And I would have not loved to have known more. I'd love to be able to talk to her about that. How did she what was her, she had to leave her home. They took her off of the reservation, or, well, I didn't say the reservation. They took her away from her home because, and that had to be hard. That had to be hard. I'd like to know how she felt about that. I'd like to know her life. I mean, maybe she, I'll get these noses right here. Already messed it up. Maybe she made an adventure out of it, or I don't know. But I'd like to know some of her struggles. Not this grandmother did not go through that. It was either, I think it was his mother or his grandmother. I don't know for sure. But I do know on my dad's side, one of his grandparents fought for the Union and lost a leg. Lost a leg in the Civil War, fought for the Union, and the story is that's been passed down that my dad, I remember one of the few stories that he told us was it took 5 men to hold him down. They had to amputate his leg. That was the story that was passed down. And I think it was him that married they called her a princess, an Indian princess, but I doubt that she was a real Indian princess. They probably just called her that. I don't like her nose, and I don't know if I can fix that. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll just keep going here. I don't like this part of her nose. Let's see if I can get some with some of that. The ink marks. I doubt it. We'll come back and work on that. Now, I got her nose and my mother's chin. She's got a nice small chin, and so does my grandfather. But on my mother's side, we have big chins. So I got a short nose and a long chin. How did that work? How did I get so lucky? Anne says, I was told through stories that we had Native American in use from my father's mother's side. I have my DNA tested and it's not true. Well, maybe the DNA is wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I do know on my mother's side, just from historical documents and everything, there's a little bit more easier to trace my mother's side. I do know that we have German blood from my mother's side. But I guess I believe what's been told to me. I'm not going to do all the DNA stuff. I'm tempted to. Aunt Beth did, and she's found out about some of her relatives, some interesting things. Sometimes I wonder what they'd think if they knew I was sketching their portrait on the internet. And then I go, well, you look prettier there than you do now. You're just skin and bones now. I don't like what I did to her nose. There, that's a little better. Let's kind of shade this in. Give her a darker eye in here. And let the lighting put this side of her face in shadow. And actually her chin, her coat comes up a little higher here. her chin covers up almost covers up. It looks like she's got a pretty bow or something on here. And it comes like that. And this, of course, is all dark in here because I can't see what happens after that. It's all dark. She was a little lady. She was a little lady, my grandmother. My dad was tall, so I imagine my dad got his height from his father, and I got my height from them too. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this part of her face highlighted, bring some of that shadow off and get more shadow in her eye in here. That down a little more. Alrighty. Hi, Bev. Don't forget to send me your address. Let me put my email address in here so I can mail you your postcard. I'm going to work on those today and get them done. There we go. And then I'm changing the theme of my art journal from postcards to portraits, from P to P, from postcards to portraits. But I'll get the ones that I did started Friday night. I'll get those done. Let's see, let's come in here with that brownish color. It just relaxes me to sketch these. You know, I could sit and do 10 or 12 of these in a setting if I'm not worried about how they look. And I'm pretty sure she had brownish colored hair. I think she was a pretty lady. I think my grandfather was a handsome guy too. I'm using acrylic inks. These are those FW inks that Hobby Lobby had on sale a couple years ago. Get it off my brush. Now, just give it just a little bit of shadowing. Shadow in there, maybe a little lighter in here. Just enough so that you know that it's the side of her head. It just takes practice. Keep going at it. What I like about these FW inks is that they're not water. Put that ink down, it's down, and I don't have to worry about it being coming up. There we go. I think I'll stop on that. Nine, 8, 19. And this is Grandmother Abrams, Ollie Abrams. Let's give it a little dry. My laptop is still back on Grandfather. It freezes. I don't know why it's freezing. I'm just glad it doesn't freeze my camera. I blame YouTube. I think it's their server. I'll watch that when I sign on, and it takes me a few minutes to sign on, and it says waiting for YouTube, waiting for YouTube. I'm going naturally. We're waiting for YouTube. All right, there she is, and there he is. It's practice sketches. Not the best, but not the worst either. All righty, so let's finish out the pages. Let's sketch on here, and I'm going to go to these photo booth photos just because I feel like sketching. Thank you, Bev. You like my grandfather's mustache? He probably did too. They were younger then. I'll bet they were in their late 20s in that picture. Maybe their early 30s. They still had dark hair. Their hair hadn't turned gray. All right, let's see what I have here. Now these are photo booth pictures. These are Tim Holtz pictures. Let's find one that I feel like sketching. I like that little girl. I wonder if I could do her. Oh, he's got a U.S. Navy. Maybe I'll do those two on a separate page, the little boy and the little girl. Let's see, maybe another gentleman, another little boy. Now, find one. Ooh, look at her hat. Ooh, isn't that cool? Now, let's just save that one out. There's some gentlemen that nothing's speaking to me. Kind of like him. Oh, another lady with a hat. I'm going to do these ladies with the hat. I guess they're speaking to me. Got a lot of, oh, look at another lady with a hat. A couple more here. Here's a nice looking young man. Little girl with a hat. One more here. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm going to do the hat ladies. Now I need one more. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I need another hat lady. I know I saw another her, but that isn't who I wanted necessarily. There's a hat man. Now that I want them, I can't find them. Interesting to look at these. You wonder about these people and their lives and what they were thinking. And obviously they were having some fun getting their photo booth pictures taken. There's a lady with a hat. I guess that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do it on a different sheet of paper. I'm going to start out. You probably can't. Oh, there's 2 on here. You probably can't see these very well because they're just small photographs. I like to use these Tim Holtz. Let's get out a different sheet of paper. You're going to see me do a lot of sketching now. I went from postcards to I think I'll pull out the postcards and save them for another day, another time. Pull out all this postcard paper. I haven't used it. Postcard paper. And I'll still keep my black papers. I could do him. That will make my art journal a week shorter, which is what it should be now anyway. I've got to find it. I'm glad I didn't get it bound. There we go. I'll keep that. There, see, I pulled out all that letter paper. That'll make this smaller. We'll keep this for another time. I'm not inspired. I have my mojo on it. All right. I'll take them out of the other section later. I want to do the ladies. So what am I going to do them on here? Let's just do them on a piece of, I guess, like this. All righty. Let's start out. And was that Aunt Beck? Hi, Azure. Hi, Aunt Beck. So what was the change? Aunt Beck, I woke up this morning and I said, I'm changing the theme of my art journal. I'm going to change it from postcards to portraits. So I did, just because. That's the only reason I'm giving, just because. I'm going to do this lady down here. Here she is. Let's see if I can hold her up here. You can kind of see her hat. So this is a Tim Holtz photo booth lady. Isn't she cool? So how would you react if you saw someone you knew in those Timmy people packs? I'd go, oh, look. That's how I would react. I'm wondering if they know that they're in there. They would probably be dead relatives. But I don't know if I saw my sister's picture in there. My sister was a pretty girl. My sister was pretty. I mean, she was really pretty. She wasn't just, I'm not just saying she was pretty. She was really pretty. Um, I think I would be proud to have her in there. My younger brother, I'd probably really giggle if I saw my younger brother and go, he doesn't know that he's there, and I'm not going to tell him. I would really get a kick out of that. I'm wondering if he gave them rights to do that. Probably not. I would imagine that these photos they would not be publishing these like they are if they didn't have some sort of a comfort level of doing it. Let's see, she's got a curve there. Now I'm still going to do my 16-week projects, but those weren't postcards. Those were alphabets and shadow boxes. And I want to do, I did those that I did Friday night were demonstration ones. So I still want to do my own my own letter A. And I may do that this morning after I get sketching out of my system here. Now she's got this hat, and I think I've got that fairly well. And you know what? I'm sketching. This is kind of like a refined doodle. This is nothing that I keep saying. This is nothing that I'm trying to do an exact representation of. This is just a sketch. It's more of a, as I say, a refined doodle. I love her eye here. I love her eye. If you could see this really close up. I wonder if I can take a picture. Let's take a picture of it with my phone. Let me get rid of my notifications. Let me come down here to my camera. Let's take a picture so you might be able to see it better. Now, of course, you can see, it's interesting that I can see the texture. Oh, wow. Look at the texture. Can you see that? Can you see that? It's like little, wow, isn't that cool? I don't think I've ever seen that. I've seen dots, but not in that shape. Oh, wow. It's like little diamonds with a circle in it. Wow, that's interesting. But what I like is her eye. Her eye is looking up over that way. It's like she's looking at somebody outside the photo booth. Boy, that was interesting to see the texture of this photo in the background. They probably did that when they created the photo itself. I wonder if all of them are like that. Let me take another photo of here. Let's take a photo of this lady who I'm going to. I'm going to take, that's the same one. Let's see if the others are like that. I'll bet you that it's the printing process that does that. Let me move my camera way in here. Let's expand that. No, I do not see that on this. I see some, but it's not that same texture that I saw on that other face. Isn't that interesting? So that might have been a function of this photo itself. This is the same piece. Let's see if this lady, let's take a picture of all my ladies. Let's go back to my camera here. Let's take a picture of this lady and see if Yeah, it might be how this was printed, because this has that same textural background. It might have been the photo booth that they were in. Or it may be, I don't think it was probably the printing process of these themselves, because these don't have that. Let's see if the others do. I'm going to take all my ladies' hats here. Lady in hats. I'm just playing this morning. I woke up and I said, I feel like doing something. I feel like sketching. Let's see what the texture is of that. Yeah. Oh, well, now this one has it a little. So it might be the printing. I just may have not seen it on that. This one, but that's a different strip. I didn't see it on this lady. Oh, no, it wasn't that one. It was, I don't know. Look at this one. I love this one. I love this one. Let's do it. Let's do her. Here. Oops, my hand's shaking. Oops. Come back. Yeah, I kind of see it on this one, but not quite as bad. So it might just be the printing process of these. All right, I need to go back. I think I need one more lady here. Did I sketch her? Did I snap her? I don't think I did. I need one more lady. Yeah, I see it on this one. It was probably the printing process. All right. I know that dot thing. Let's see. I was working on this lady. So let me go to my, let's go to her. And I'll just expand my camera and take my work off of that. Oh, except I can't see you guys. Well, let's go look at chat. It looks like a filter on the photos, like they tweaked them. Yeah, it probably is Azure. Before they printed these, for when they got them ready to publish. I mean, when you look at these like they are, it doesn't matter. I mean, it probably helps it. But when you look at them close up, hat ladies. Yeah, Aunt Beck, hat ladies. That's a good word for it, hat ladies. And Beth, did you see me sketch my grandmother and grandfather? What did I do with them? I sketched it. Look, this is the photograph that I have on the cover of my journal. There's my grandfather. Here's my grandfather here. And here's my grandmother. I just woke up this morning and felt like sketching. Wow, I'm not sure I like this part of her face. If you look at it in the camera, if I look at it in the camera, this looks like a spot on her face in there. It doesn't look as bad in real life, but when I look at it on my phone, it just kind of squeezes it all together. I didn't like that when I goofed it up anyway, but I'll be sketching them again. I'll be doing them again. Mary, did you do any metal point yet? No, I haven't. First of all, I have to find that copper wire. I know that we've got copper wire. I don't have silver point. But I know we got some thin copper wire. I was using it to make those antenna off of that one journal. So I know I got it around here somewhere. And I have to find a clicker pin. So I probably won't be doing that for a while. Hi, Wendy. Good morning, Wendy. Is there a veil on her hat? Oh, Are you talking about because of that texture? I don't think there's a veil on this lady's hat. Let's go back to me. There's not a veil on her hat. She's just got one of those white, looks like a crocheted hat on. But I noticed that texture. I noticed it right away. I don't notice it on the hard copy. On the hard copy, you don't see it. But when I took a picture of it, that's when you really see it, is when you zoom in on it. I didn't see veils on any of these ladies' hats that I pulled here. No veils. I love her. I love how they wear their hats slanted and then their eye peeks out. Well, she might have, no, yeah, I think she has a veil. I think she's got a veil on her hat. Did I take a picture of her? I think I did. Let's go look. Here. This lady has a thin black veil on her hat. You can barely see it, but it's right in there. You can kind of see it right up in there. But she's got a thin black veil on her hat. The others don't have veils on their hats. Good question. Let's go back to my lady. See what you guys are talking to me about. Let's see, did I say hello, Wendy? Hi, Wendy. Hi, Gina. Looks like flowers to me. Yeah. I used to love working that shift, Becky. I got to sleep and do weekday stuff and still got to stay up late and never get up early. Our bedtime is usually around 1 a.m. Scott works from 3 to 11. Aunt Beck's not fully awake. Aunt Beck, I caught you yesterday just as you were saying goodbye. I can't type hi fast enough. You were just clicking off. I go, oh, I missed her again. I was awake by Greg cooking a seafood boil. Greg is hungry. Yeah, I just woke up and said, I'm going to change the theme of my art journal. So I've looked at chat. I'm going to go back and get busy on this lady. Let's bring her. Let's zoom in on her. I'm going to move my little chat window, my little video window way up there. Let's get it. It'll be easier to sketch her from my phone than from this picture, kind of small. Put those up there. Now I can see where this hat, it does come down this way, and then it curves, it curves this way. It does not have as much, it kind of comes in and up. And then you can see where it's got that band in there, kind of the band, and then it goes up, maybe up again, and kind of like that. And then it comes, that might be a little much, but then it kind of comes up this way, up, and around that way. And then she's got hair. She's got hair coming down in here. The hair off of her face, and then her neck, her shoulder, almost her hat almost touches her shoulder here. Almost touches her shoulder like that. Yeah, I woke up with kind of an upset tummy this morning. I made me some chamomile tea, and that seemed to help a lot. I don't know what I ate. We had brats last night for supper, and that's what I was tasting. Ew. Now she's got sort of a, well, it's I don't want to call it a square face. It's kind of an oval square. You know, it's square in here, but then it kind of comes down. So, and I don't think her face is that big, so I'm going to bring her hat. Yeah. So the rim of her hat has to her face kind of has to come down in here. And her head is tilted. I don't want to lose the tilt of her head either. See, and I almost did there. I almost lost the tilt of her face. Let's do her chin. I don't like sketching the chins because it ends up looking like a mustache, but on the other hand, I did it. And kind of like that. Sometimes looking at this in the camera to see what I'm doing helps. Let's move this down a little. Hi, Cheryl. Good morning, Cheryl. Hi, Nitzy. I woke up this morning and felt like sketching. You were just doing a short video on. I went back and watched the replay. It wasn't that long. It looks like you're putting in a laminate flooring. I sit there and I watch you guys work and I'm going, they're getting that house spiffed up. They're getting that house spiffed up so nice that they're going to have to move back in. Oh. I won't say that after you sell the house, Becky. Oh dear. All right, let's go back to my picture. Where is it here? Come on, flip. Sometimes I have to make this phone flip. Let's go back to my photograph. Now you can't see her eye, her nose, so I might have her face a little bit too long. Her nose, her left eye is completely covered. And her right eye, you can see her eyebrow there. And I can see her eye, her nose comes this way. Like that. And I might just exaggerate her eye just for the fun of it. Because I always make them bigger anyway. But it's looking off over that way. Yeah, that did it. You can kind of see, and I'm going to pull this hat down just a little bit more. And this is all in shadow, and she's got her hair. Her hair comes down this way, and well, really her shoulders there. She's got a polka dotted dress on, and it looks like her collar comes this way, and it tucks underneath of that dress, and then she's got a polka dot, it looks like a scarf coming around. That's an interesting outfit. Her scarf comes around this way. It's like her collar is a part of that. She's got a polka dot scarf that matches her dress. Almost looks like a sundress. And that would make sense because I kind of like that. I'm kind of liking it. And let's just give her some polka dots so I don't forget. And let's give this some polka dots in here. And this some polka dots. And this actually comes like that. And it comes down like that. All right. And she's got, I think this is a crocheted hat. It's a fabric hat. It's not, you can kind of see the little crochet holes in there. And then her hair, I kind of lose it in there. I think I'm going to make it long, and I'm going to make it like this, maybe. I kind of lose it. And her hat, this hat has to come up more. And And see, I've got it off center now, but that's okay. So let's give her some lips here. Yeah, I kind of like her. I kind of like her. I tend to want to overwork it, so I think I'll quit. And let's just fill in the background. Let's do the sepia brown again. And that's going to soak through. Let me grab it. I've been using this blue copy paper as second sheets. Cheap copy paper. Put it in like that. Let's get out some black. I kind of like working in the blacks and the browns. What I like about doing this is when I say I don't care if it looks like them or not, it gives me more freedom to just go do it. And I without having to worry about it. And I think it turns out better when I just ignore perfectionism. Let's grab some of that brown and put it in here. Let's grab some of the black for the hair. And actually, let's put in some shadow in there. Shadow off of her shoulder and shadow in here. Shadow. Let's put in some. I don't know. Should I stop on her? Should I call her done? Let's see what she looks like to you guys. No, she still needs some work in here. Oh, thank you, Paint Girly. Thank you, Cheryl. Good morning, Elena. Elena. Good morning, Elena. I wish we could, but it's not where the life path has taken us, and we like living up close to the mountains. Well, you need to go where you want your home to be. We're just done. Wait, I lost it. We're just done doing a short video of the floor. Oh, I've got to go watch it. Wendy says hello to everybody. I think I'm caught up with chat. You know what? I think I'm going to stop on her. You get too much going and you mess it up. Let's just stop on her. These are just meant to be fast sketches. These aren't meant to be, let's see, 9, 8, 19. Yeah, see, they kind of soak through here. I'll probably, well, let's do that now. Let's take some. Let's take some of this. Where is it? Is it this? And I haven't opened that one yet, though. It gets away from me. This, well, that's Admiral Blue. I had some English blue. It got away from me. I don't know where it went off to. Let's try this Admiral Blue. And I'm just going to paint the background. I could leave it like that, but no, I'm in the mood to paint the background. What I should do is stop and work on those kitty cats. But I'll do that off camera. You guys saw enough of that Friday night. Let's put some blue paint on this. And I don't want to use those brushes. Let's use, I want to use this one. No, that's my gold brush. Let's use this one. This is my glue brush. It's all right. I'm just going to give it a background here, a coating here. There we go. And I'll bring it over this way. I have some postcards to send out from Aunt Beck's Dirty Dozen. I'll still do those. I gave them away in the next. They're sitting over here. I didn't want to send them out because I wanted to be sure that the paint had cured on them before I sent them out. So I'll be sending those out. And I'm going to finish the kitty cats. But I got my postcards back that I mailed to me, and I thought that they went through the mail pretty good. That made me happy. Let me zoom out. Well, no, because I'm going to do another. I think I'll do one more sketch. And I'll do one more, and then I think I'll be done. One more hat lady. But I like to just sit and sketch. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it looks like. And did you catch Dee Dee Willingham's library book video? She did a short video at the library, that library book haul. Yeah, I need to put some more paint there, but I'll come back with that. I'm not going to worry about this too much. Kind of makes my paper a little heavier too. There we go. That was fun. Let's dry this a little more, though. I can feel it's damp. That's good. All right. Let's see what you guys are talking about out there. Aw, thank you, Wendy. Kitty cat, so cute. I have a sweet kitty. Son named her Meow. Great name for a kitty cat is Meow. Thank you, Cheryl. All right, I think I'm up with you guys. So let's go choose another picture to draw. I'm just going to fold it this way, but I want to keep this paper under here because I don't want her to get marked up. See if I can get stuff like that on it. Yeah. All right. What I like that one lady. Let's go look at my. Let's go look at my pictures here. I like, was it this one? No, it's this one. Let's do this. I like her. I'm going to do her. Let's do her. She's got a feather in her hat. It looks like a feather. So that comes there. Her hat's at an angle this way. So if it comes this way, the hat is what makes the picture. And then like that for the, and then her face coming that way maybe. All right, so I'm going to start right up in here. And just bring that down. And kind of like that. And then it kind of comes, it's got a wide brim there. Kind of like that. And then it's not a big hat. It's not a big hat. So I might need to make this a little bit shorter here. And make this a bit shorter there. There, I think I'm happier with that. And then this kind of angles up and away this way. I wish I could see that better. It looks like it's got a band, a band of the same color kind of in there. Yeah, it does. The band. And then it kind of comes up like that, and then it's got the feather. Only we're going to make it look like a feather. We're going to feather it like this. Going to have a feather in your hat. You might as well have a feather. I wonder how that's staying in there. It must be hooking in up here somehow. Let's make it go down a little like that maybe. And then you can't see her eye here either. So this completely covers up her eye. Let's see, the shape of her head. Let's see. No, I might need to make that a little bit longer because, well, it ends there. It's not that much further out though. Her hair, here's the end of her hat, and her hair just starts a little bit over. So if I make this the end of her hat, and her hair starts in there, kind of in there. And you can't see this. You can see a little bit of her nose. You can see a little bit of her hair up there. But I don't want her huge either. She's got a high cheekbone. She's got a pretty smile. She's got a high cheekbone and her face comes down like that. She's a very elegant lady. Kind of meets her hair there. And then she's got a long neck. She's got a pretty collar on. And here's her cheekbone. Her collar starts right about in there. Looks like she might have a winter coat, a tweed coat. She's got a big old button in here. And her coat comes around, collar comes around that way. And then the shoulders come off over that way. I think I want to make her hat just a little bit larger here. And I might have to play with her face a little more. And then she'll get some hair out of there. You can kind of see her ear here. And her chin coming that way. Her nose. Let's do her eye. Let's see her eye. This is a challenge. This is a challenge. Her nose kind of falls in there. And I don't want to mess it up. And her eye falls in here. And she's looking off. Over that way. And her cheekbones come up in there. And she's got some hair up in there. Let's put her lips. I might have her chin too big here. And I'll just play with it until I get it right. Her hat's bigger than this. I made her head too big, I think. Let's make her hat bigger. Her hat's bigger than this. We're losing the feather. Oops. You can kind of see her cheekbone in there too. And then this is all in shadow. Her neck is all in shadow here. And this, of course, is all shadowy. And then she's got some hair in here. Probably comes up further, but I kind of got it out of proportion. That's okay. I'm just having fun. I keep telling myself I do these for fun. I do them for fun. All right, let's set her aside and just play with it and forget. Look, sometimes if I just say, okay, enough, and set it, let's go back to you guys. Let's go back to you and watch the stream. It's fun to watch. Let me plug it back in. And there we go. Sometimes when I can see it in the camera, I get a whole different feel for it. Like this can be a little bit, and of course the feather, I've lost the feather in here. Let's put some color on it. That always helps. Let's start out with my browns again. I like these browns. I might get some more brown ink because I like to play with it. This is acrylic ink, FW acrylic inks. You know, and I kind of see her suit being a dark blue. I wonder if I've got a dark blue. I don't think I have a dark blue. Oh, let me see what I have. I've got green. I could take a lighter blue and what's this? This is blue galaxy. I could mix that with some black. Let's do that. Let's just have fun with her. Oh, Craft-A-Lanch. I have a basket here that keeps tipping over. And I see why. My chair cut the cord. And I probably unplugged my computer. I've got to fix this or I'll be falling off of the computer here. Unplugged it. That's a bad place for it anyway. I had it hooked up with those hooks, those stand hooks. I must have put too much weight on it because it did not stay. I don't have that much weight on it. I just keep my paper towel and wax paper and my cutting boards in there. I unplugged it. Let me plug it back in. Make sure everything's good. pestilence. Mary should just take a whole week and do nothing but clean. Yuck. All right, I'm back. I just had to pick up things. I was thinking blue, a dark blue. This is more of a pearlescent galaxy blue, they're calling it, but I'm gonna mix some black with it. I don't know how much I got left in there. That'll make it pretty and sparkly. Yeah, these droppers are for the birds. Not getting much out of there. I'll be going back in because I need a lot. Let's see what I can do here. Let's play with her hat first. Can't handle it with my brush in my hand. There. Let's make this band blue. Let's give her a pretty hat. I think she'd like wearing a blue band on her hat. Let's make some of that brown come in there. Yeah, I kind of like that. She's got a button. Let's make it black. It's got a button there. Let's work on this a little bit more. I'm not even looking at the photo now. That way, and let's make her hair dark. Give her a little dark hair up in here. Kind of like that. Get rid of some of the color off of my brush here. Now, Sometimes you just need to let the strokes just fill in the spaces. Maybe that's a little much in there. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it. Let's give it a little more shading in the face area here. Oops. That's just wet, I think. I don't know if I want to do too much more to her. This area here, but that's ink pen. That's just as I was playing with my ink pen in here. Makes her look mysterious. The only thing I want to do is dry it off and maybe define that feather a little bit more. These are just meant to be fast sketches. They're not meant to be anything more than that. Her hat may need to be a little bit darker as I look at it in the... I'm not sure about this area here. But her hat is tipped. Let's play with it a little bit more. I like that a little better. Now let's darken her jacket a little more. Yeah, I think I like that better. Doesn't have to be perfect. I keep telling myself, you know, I wish I had just, well, and I do. Just stop wishing and go get it. I just want a tinge of red on her lips. How about some of this rust? Maybe that'll be enough red for it. Not quite red enough. After all, this is a sepia. just a little bit of red. Yep, I'm going to leave her alone now. Let's dry her off. That's good. Oh, I wanted to do the feather. Let me do the feather. I was going to do the feather with my pen. My pen plus gear. Make it a little bit more defined here. I kind of like that. Just like that. Let's go ahead and sign it. Nine, 8, 19. I think she'll probably be the last one. I just wanted to, I woke up this morning and said I feel like sketching. I'm going to do it. Ooh, look at the back. Now I think I'll leave this. I think I'll leave this on the back. I probably should have left the back on the other one, but I'm just going to leave it like it is. Got to dry a little. Look, she's looking at her. Here's looking at you, kid. Oops, I put my... There, wait a minute. I got too many things going. Let's smash. Let's close up my inks. I'm not going to be on all morning. I just woke up this morning and felt like sketching. And so I did. So you're probably going to sit through a lot of this month now. And then I just did dark blue there. And my grandfather and, woo, here's looking at you, kid. And grandmother says, stop buying him. He's mine. I should do him again over here. I'll do something. But see, they'll probably go, I could put her in the center like that. Him like this, and then you open it up like that, like that. Alrighty. Let's leave the ladies. Let's leave the ladies out. I'll leave Grandma out. How's that? See, I don't like this area on her. It got away from me. It got a little dark in there. I wonder if I can fix that. I wonder if I can just make it darker. Let's see if I could. I'll probably mess it up, but let's see. I'm not happy with it. Let's grab a little. Let's grab a little brown. I don't like what I did to her nose. Sorry, Grandma. I'll sketch you again another day. I think I like that better. It's not as pronounced because I put it in dark. What I should do probably now, yeah, is darken the area around her face. There, it's not quite as pronounced because I pushed it back. I'd like to push this black line back a whole lot. That black line right in there. I kind of goofed on that. Let's put her and him for my thumbnails. Make Grandma mad. That lady's flirting with him. No, he's not. No, she's not. Probably later today, I'll bind my journal, and I want to work on my illustrated letter for this week and my shadow box for this week, and I need to pick up the craft lunch that happened around here. Let's zoom out one. There we go. Now move it up a little. I'm setting it up for my thumbnail. Now let's look and see what you guys are saying to me. It is, hold the phone. I gotta switch the, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Pierre is going to make pancakes this morning. Oh, yum. That sounds good. Becky says what? As soon as Scott gets up and dressed, we are going to Lizard's Thicket for breakfast. Yum. That sounds kind of good. The smell of corned beef is making me ill. Just does not sound good on the lips. Found out that corned beef this Greg is cooking. Gonna get out of the house a little, huh? Bev says, good night, Mary, and all the time go to bed there. Catch you another time. Bev left, Bev from Oz. 3/4 faces are a challenge. They really are. They are. And even the hats here. It's fun to watch. Thanks, Wendy. Mitzi says, thanks, Azure. Thought they were both mentioned and didn't remember. 116. Does anyone remember how many squares? Yeah, 16 squares. Thanks, Azure, for answering that. All right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Thanks for popping in, keeping me company. And Tanya will probably be on at noon today. I'm going to try to catch her. I don't know if I'll work along with her because I've got other stuff I got to get done, but I'm going to try to be in the chat. She's on at noon Central Time. I think she's on today. I don't know when she's going to be traveling, so if she's not on, then she's gone. So bye, everybody. Becky, have a good breakfast. And you too, Cheryl. Have a great day. Bye. If you have some time, do some art.